Hey, this is Coach D here with Eagle Baseball Club, back at it for another set of instructional videos. What a difference a week makes. First off, it's about 20 degrees cooler out today, so thank goodness for that. Secondly, the San Juan Unified School District has approved high school sports teams to begin practicing. Right now, practices are limited. The number of players allowed to come out in the field are small. The type of drills are limited. And the big focus is on the fall sports. That said, I have submitted a proposal to our athletic director, so I hope that we can begin resuming some in-person practice sessions by next week. I'll have more details for you in email. But today we're going to get back at it. We're going to provide some instructional videos. Today's focus is going to be more infield work. Particularly, we're working on second base feeds to the shortstop for double plays. But really, the skills we're going to provide here will work for any infielder regardless of what position you play, including our pitchers and our catchers. So let's get to work. Okay, so we're working on double play feeds. First off, right, like all good infielders, we have to start out, we have to be athletic and in a good position. So at the time the ball is going towards the hitter, we need to take our step, we need to be in our knees, our hands are out, and our back should be flat. Right, growing up, we hear a lot of guys, you'll hear me say, butt down, glove down. You'll hear me say, sit on it. You'll hear a lot of guys, sit on it. We gotta be careful when we say that. What we don't want is a player like this, with their chest square, because as we worked on last week with the hands drills, the closer we can get our eyes to the ball, the easier it's gonna be able to field. And if our butt is way down like this, look where our eyes are. Where if we can have our back flat, that's about 3-4 inches closer to the ball. It's going to make it a lot easier. Our first progression is going to be the flip. This is a ball when we're very close to the base, and we're just going to flip the ball to the shortstop. So some of the key fundamentals when we work this, we're going to start out with just a basic ball and glove drill. We're out. Our first move is just going to be a crossover. See it in. We're separating below the weight, below the knees. We're not funneling, separating, looking at our target, crossing over, pushing the ball. So we're gonna start low, stay low. What we don't want to see is being low, coming up, flipping. Start low, stay low, flip. When we flip, our arm, I say, think of this like a pendulum on a grandfather clock or like an elephant's trunk. We don't want to be flippy with the wrist or bendy with the elbows. We stay stiff. I'm going to come at you, and we're just going to go, right? Wrist, elbows are relaxed, but they're stiff. And last, we're going to follow the ball a couple steps. All right, so here we are. To make this drill realistic, right? Our brain is a target-oriented organism. And so we need to have a target. So we gave ourselves a target. This is about, if you imagine if you were a shortstop, right about here, at least my height anyway, right about where the hand zone is. And this is where we want to practice on flipping the ball. So let's start. Again, if I was fielding a ground ball, we're probably about 10 feet from the base. We probably wouldn't go out maybe more than 12, 13 feet from the base. We're going to start out with what we call ball and glove drill. Literally, the ball's in my glove, flat back. Here we go. Boom. Okay, as an option to the underhand flip, there's what I call the Oklahoma option quarterback. Same ball, 10 to 15 feet from the shortstop. Instead of crossing over and going underhand, same thing, athletic, butt down, knees bent, back flat, nose down. But instead of crossing over my legs, I'm going to come up, I'm going to take a little block step here, and I'm going to push the ball to my shortstop. Now, like the underhand, I'm still going to follow the ball. I'm still going to stay low. I'm going to get a little more flex with my elbow. When we go underhand, it's all shoulder. Here we are going to push with the elbow, but the wrist stays firm. We don't want to be doing this with the wrist or we lose control. We're going to push the ball. So let's demonstrate a few of those. Okay, let's demonstrate again. The first time through, we're going to go ball and glove. Okay, so our first feed from close range, our underhand flip, our option pass. We get beyond 15 feet, it's really too far for a flip to be accurate. We got to put a little bit more on the ball. We're going to throw a dart. We're going to do it a couple different ways. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to show our just a little one knee. Again, low, approaching the ball, and as I get the ball, as my glove comes up, we separate. The left knee goes down. I got my elbow pointed to my target. Our arm is back here, and we're just going to throw a little dart right to our target. It's a synchronized motion. We don't have to be too fast, but if we're efficient, it's going to work. Glove to the armpit, elbow to the bag, left knee down, dart. Let's go do it. Once again, we're going to start out ball and glove. Here we go. One knee, dart to second base. Okay, same ball, but once again what we call advanced theory. Instead of going down to one knee, when we work on this, when we do our pregame throwing routine, this is one of the throws we have everybody do, but it's especially for our infielders. Again, ball down, butt, knees back flat. Instead of coming down to a knee, we're just going to come here. Bringing glove to the armpit, ball down here, and again, just a little dart. So let's go see how we look at that. Okay, so we've been through the flip, we've been through the short dart. Now the next feed from our second baseman to our shortstop at second base. This is a ball, again, it's probably now about 20, 23 feet, depending on your range as an infielder, or if it's a lefty and maybe you were playing to pull. It's a ball that's hitting your frame, but you gotta get a little more juice on it. So we're gonna do what we call a jump pivot. The key to the jump pivot is it's an explosive movement. It's not one step, two step, it's one move, it's explosive, it's athletic. So we're gonna be down, as always, butts, knees, nose, back flat, all in the glove, and it's an explosive boom. And in that motion, we have to get our hips and our shoulders and our elbow pointed to the target. Arm is cocked right back here, very efficient. It's not a long loop. It's a glove to the armpit, and now I got my momentum going to the target, dart, right to the shortstop. Okay, so the last feed in our progression is what we call the reverse pivot. So this is for any ball outside the second baseman's frame. Certainly something that he's ranging way left, but it could be a ball where he's 4 feet from the base, but if it takes us outside our frame, so beyond that shoulder knee width, we don't have time to come around this way to make a throw. So we have to be explosive, like our jump pivot. It's not one step, two step, three step. It's an explosive move to get our hips, shoulders, and elbow pointed at the target. So it's down, boom, and I should have my momentum now is going this way, dart to the target. So let's go do some. Okay, so we've been through our progression: flip, dart, jump pivot, reverse pivot, all ball and glove. That's always how we want to start with our progression. Ball and glove. There's no runner, there's no ball moving, bouncing, so there's no excuse for you not to do it right. And so we do that ball and glove to just get used to what it feels like. Now, once we've done that, now we're going to go with a ball coming at us. We would start with someone rolling the ball. As a coach, we'd roll the ball, and then after we go through that, we'd mix in fungos. Today, we're not going to do fungos, but you get the feeling. And again, here it is. You can do this with not a lot of time, not a lot of equipment, not a lot of space. So you can go ball and glove, and if you have someone who can roll you a ball to reinforce the proper mechanics. So let's go do it with a ball in motion. Flip. Flip, 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 toss, 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 toss. All right, so that's today's video. I know this was a focus on second baseman, but really any infielder, you can work this drill and it will work for you. It will reinforce being low, staying low, flat back, hands out in front. The jump pivot, the reverse pivot are all moves that any of our infielders might need to make. The reverse pivot, a third baseman ranging or a shortstop ranging to their left may need to do that move. It's a lot quicker than trying to come around and gather yourself here. So any infielder can work on those drills. You can see we mixed the paddle in a little. Everyone knows Coach D loves the paddle because the paddle reveals technical flaws. We spent last week talking about guys that approached the ball with the glove up here and got down late. Again, if you're getting down late with the paddle, ball's going to shank off the paddle. Get it out in front here. The other thing you heard in the second round, we mixed in our communication, whether flip, 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 toss, 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 toss. Always want to be communicating, always want to reinforce that, make it a habit. You don't want your shortstop to think he's getting a flip and you're going to throw a dart off his chest. So always, even when we're doing ball and glove, really we should be yelling flip, 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 toss, toss, toss. So that's today's drills. Hope you learned something, give you some time to practice, and then next week we'll be back with some drills for our outfielders. All right, have a great day. Go Eagles.